Salute, comrades. We're supposed to start with the lecture at 6 o'clock, but I think I will give extra 5 minutes so that comrades can log in. By 5 past 6, comrades, I will be starting with the presentation. Yes, comrades, I can see the comrades that are coming in. Comrade Tsepa, he is my leader. Comrade, it's already 6:05. As I said that we are going to start at 6:05 so that we can wait comrades to come in. Salute to everyone listening to this live lecture. I would like to acknowledge the invite by the organizers of Talk Politics Facebook page. My name is Olwethu Gladile. I'm a former Deputy Youth Secretary of NUM Youth Structure in Free State. Today I'm invited to come and present the lecture on the topic of struggle of young workers and challenges they face under energy, construction, metal and mining. As well as celebrating Youth Month as young people in honor and paying tributes to the brave generation who lost their lives in fighting human rights. However, it's not just a reflection, comrades. The Youth Month presents the opportunity to focus on issues that affect our youth today and also implement a long-lasting initiatives to empower our youth. Dr. D. Franklin once said, comrades, we cannot always build the future for our youth, but we can build our youth for the future. Comrades, first and foremost, we need to make a constructive reflection on the formation of youth structure, particularly NUM. The purpose, comrades, why there was an establishment of youth structure. NUM became a majority with 54% of the age of 20 to 40 years in total membership. And the purpose, comrade, was to mobilize youth under the banner of NUM. NUM saw it as a need for youth participation in the union as a patriotic front. The National Union of Mine Workers discerned an exigence to build a second layer of leadership that will safeguard and grow the organization in future. Yes, comrades, another purpose was to organize youth for its challenges in order to address the challenges adequately that confronts youth. Lastly, comrades, it has been a challenge for many years. Some companies are still resist to change. Hence, it is upon our shoulders as young workers to bring change in the sectors. Therefore, comrades, the youth will address the workplace inequalities. Comrades, the topic of today, I was just giving. Comrades, the topic of today is the struggle of young workers, challenges they face under all sectors that I've mentioned, comrades. First challenge, comrades, I think it's a common challenge to all sectors, and it drastically affects young people. Specific the retrenchment, comrade. It is one of the common challenges in the most industry that affects young workers through the LIFO system, last in, first out. This system has brought imbalance, comrade, and what is the union? because young workers are losing jobs on a daily basis. And this increases the rate of unemployment in South Africa. Firstly, comrades, this LIFO system targets young workers. Secondly, we see it as a strategy of saving costs for the company. An example, comrades, if there's a retrenchment and that retrenchment, they will use the LIFO system, it means, comrades, the company will retrench a person who has a less service. And the company cannot lose much because that person has a less service. They opt to their advantage and they use to their advantage to making sure that young people are retrenched so that they don't lose. They don't lose in terms of monetary value, comrades. But for them to save cost, they are saving on a basis of leaving a person who left with 2 years to pension. It's either 5 years, but that person has got more service to the company. Now, if they are paying that person or they are retrenching that person on a retrenchment of fee, for it means the company will lose. Now, we saw it as a strategy, comrade, that the company used to retrench young workers because they want to save costs. Comrades, this is not the only method that can be used when the company is faced with some difficulties or variety of factors. The company can opt for other alternatives. But that one, comrades, will cover when we address what needs to be done. For instance, comrades, there's a bumping process, but it will be a discussion or it will be a solution on a question what needs to be done. Comrades, we have training and development. Training development, it's a problem, comrades, in all sectors. It was well known as part of the cause of unemployment in our country, comrade. It's a scarce skills and structural unemployment. Another challenge, comrade, that is training and development. It's not for everyone. It has limitation, comrades. And this training and development, it's only implemented to empower the current workers in their respective scope of work. And we lose sight of empowering employees even beyond their work, comrades. For instance, working in the mining industry, you will be trained, there's an internal training, winch operators, RDOs, which is good. But when the mine shut down, comrades, its employees are not wanting because they lack skills required by other industries. You cannot work as an winch operator in any sectors than mining. So we're saying, comrades, training and development, it affects us as young people because it only directs to the scope of work that we are currently doing. Now we're saying training and development must be open. It must not have any limitation. Comrades, it links also with the bursaries. We have bursaries that we have in our company, comrades, or study assistants. It also become a challenge, comrade, where it will have limitations, and you will find all those bursaries are screened, comrades. Now, you are not allowed to pursue your career if you are not working directly to that department. So, comrades, it doesn't work for us, more especially as young workers. The companies are only limiting chances that can improve our life when time goes on. So it direct affect us, comrades, when it comes to bursaries, but will bring solution to the question that what needs to be done. Comrades, out of the challenges that I'm going to present, as I said, they are affecting all the sectors, mining, energy, and construction. But I will not just separate, comrades. I will just mention if there's a challenge that affects ESCOM. For instance, in ESCOM, comrades, there's a training that they give communities. Sometimes it took ±3 years. After the completion of the training, companies dump those young workers to the street. And the question is that where they are going to utilize that skills if ESCOM will just dump them. Now it talks to the issue of training and development. And how do we help young people and utilize the skills they have, comrades? Secondly, comrades, it does not assist in investing directly to your personal future in case when you want to become an artisan. ESCOM, you will be trained, but the skills that you are trained for, it's difficult also to use, even if you are outside the contract, comrades. It means you are only trained, but it brings hope which you cannot even use and you cannot be employed. So I was saying, comrades, training that are taking too long, ESCOM must use those young workers, utilize them. Comrades, as I said, we are going to touch the sectors. One of the issues, comrades, that affect young people, it's a poor decision making, comrades, in terms of financial stability. ESCOM, comrades, you can listen news. Issues are rising in ESCOM, and if you can check, there are challenges that are facing ESCOM, comrades. And looking the reports, how much the company is spending into IPPs, IPS, it means the company itself is moving to the primary source, which also affect even other industries like coal mines. Therefore, young workers are affected due to labor reduction. And when ESCOM doesn't have money, it becomes a problem, comrades. So those poor decisions that are taken there, comrades, are also affecting us as young people. We also note, comrades, that there are contractors. For example, comrades, if mine need a security company that will serve for ±5 years, that security company, it's given a contract of 5 years. But you will find young people that are recruited by the contractors that are responsible for that contract of 5 years. They don't extend it following the contract they signed with the company. It means young workers will be are exploited in the process because you are giving 5-year contract, but end of the day, those people that are recruited by the contractors are giving only 1 year. How about the 5 years in the space, 4 years in the space? So we're saying, comrades, those contractors are also affecting young people and exploiting young people, comrades. More our sectoral challenge is the medical incapacity in the mining sector, comrades. This one is basically for the mining sector. And this one is one of the challenges that affect young people. For an example, if you are fit, you are unfit for your current work, and the medical doctor will find you unfit, the company will opt for an alternative work because you are not fit for your current work. It goes with a period of 30 days notice, comrades, where you will have to consult the HR department looking for an alternative work. In that 30 days, comrade, you will find an employee struggle to get an alternative. And that period of 30 days lapse, comrades. The employer has the right to terminate your employment. Now, take it when a person is young, at the age of 30, and that person found unfit by the medical practitioner at the age of 30, and then you are terminated. Where are you going to get employment in this problem that we are having here in South Africa of high rate of unemployment? So it's a problem, comrades, when it comes to medical incapacity. But we'll find a solution, comrades, what needs to be done. Secondly, comrades, in that medical process, there are many challenges that we are facing as young workers. Recently, comrades, this one of BMI, it's a problem. In most cases, employers like to say they are not dismissing employees according to BMI, which is misleading information. The employer set conditions that are affecting these employees. You are giving a leave which will affect your salary. You will be paid as a certain percentage. Being paid that certain percentage, your leave days lapses, comrades, or exceed, because you are giving a number of days for sick leave. Once they exceed, comrades, it means you are not going to get anything. And sending that person for sick leave doesn't bring any solution, because he can't lose weight because you send him for leave. So it's a problem, comrades. Now it brings frustration to our employees, where they end up resigning and they feel they are not welcome, comrades. By nature, we are Africans, and having bodies, comrades, African bodies, it's something that we know. More especially, it affects women. So, comrades, we see it as the companies are abusing laws. It's a discriminatory and it's victimizing employees, comrades. Another challenge, comrades, it's an issue of occupational disease. Occupational disease, for instance, you are working in a mining, and then you get injured underground, only to find that that injury will be permanent. We've got silicasis, comrades, or MDRs, which are 6 that are also permanent. Now it creates a problem, comrades, when that person is terminated. Now it's a responsibility of the family when that person is terminated. After it's been terminated, comrades, that person is taken back home. To where I come, comrades, in Eastern Cape, there's no networks, there's no facilities that can help me. You will find those comrades, once they get back home, they don't last, comrades, because the company doesn't take care of them. So, comrades, we are saying occupational disease, the company must take responsibility in ensuring that those people will be taken of care by the company. Comrades, COVID-19, it's giving us, comrades, problems. Not more than problems, comrades, but it's affecting the whole country. And you can sense, comrades, that the employer was not ready. They are not ready in their systems. When I'm saying they are not ready, comrades, going back to training and development, you will find the companies were not ready for the succession plans. Companies were not ready in planning for the future. In this instance, comrades, due to government regulations in terms of age restrictions, vulnerables, and employees with commodities challenges, you find that now there's work overload in the workplace because people are not now coming at work due to the mentioned things, comrades, that I've mentioned, to say with vulnerables and with their challenges, sick challenges, comrades. Now we'll find there's a workload to people that are currently working and young people. So, comrades, it shows that if we cannot have a future, plan a future, we'll have challenges, comrades, like companies are doing right now. The other thing, comrades, it's accidents that are happening. This one is also specific to the mining. It talks to the mining. Young people are influenced and they are hiding accidents, comrades. And those accidents that they are hiding, comrades, they are affecting them. In the long run, they are suffering the consequences. As the result, you will find that person had the accident, comrades, had to go through the process of medical incapacity. So it's a problem, comrades, that we also need to address as young people, the behavior issue, comrades. All sectors, comrades, are not playing part in our Freedom Charter and to build Bills of Our Rights, Chapter 2, comrades. We have a right to have a shelter, specific young people. In the most sectors, comrades, the companies are not complying. You will understand, comrades, we are not working in same sectors. Some are earning better, some are not earning. Therefore, if you are earning less, comrades, you cannot qualify to buy a bond or to have a bond. And again, comrades, you don't qualify to get RDP following the provisions of government in terms of RDPs. Therefore, it means as a young person, you will be subjected in paying the rent because you can't afford. So I was saying, comrades, companies are not playing any role in assisting young people. So we need to also address that, comrades, because we are the person that were affected as young people. Comrades, we have an integration with the Limusa as NUM. And that collaboration, comrades, it helps a lot so that NUM can organize in different companies that were under Limusa. Now, comrades, you will find that now it's a challenge, because the collaboration, comrade status of integration between NUM and Lummus, it's not benefiting employees. In this sense, comrades, matters, they don't have their bargaining council like any other sectors, mining houses or sectors. Now it means those people cannot be entitled for any representation. And again, comrades, those people, it is found that some of the garages, I will mention garage, comrades, specific garages, most of the employees, they are still getting their pay, their salaries with envelopes, which I believe, if it's like that, comrades, it means those employees are not registered in UIF or are not getting any other benefits. Secondly, comrades, you will find they are struggling to have proper PPEs. So, comrades, it means it brings a challenge, because young workers are also in these metal sectors. So we need also to focus and make sure that as NUM, we monitor. And one of the things, comrades, that I think it's very important, NUM should fight to get recognition in bargaining council in order to deal with those issues. For instance, negotiations in that sector, comrades. Yes, there and there will be some challenges, but that sector needs more attention to the NUM, comrades. Particularly young workers will be the ones that will influence, comrades. This one, comrades, it's a fundamental principle of the organization to criticize your organization and also to criticize yourself, comrades. It is very important that we need to highlight our problem as well as NUM on the issue, comrades, of substance abuse, where young workers are working, comrades. And this happens, comrades, on the present of duty. And it's clear, comrades, testing positive at work, it's a breach of contract. And there's a policy which talks to that. Therefore, it is one of the factors that contributes to many dismissals at the workplace, which directly affects young workers. And the objective of the employer, comrades, it's to cut numbers, it's to cut labors. That's why they opt for LIFO system when it comes to retrenchment. So, comrades, we need also to talk to young people in addressing this matter, comrades. But in that question, it will come to the question of what needs to be done. Retrenchment, comrades, at the center, the union must play the vanguard role in confronting these injustice and class exploitation. There's a vast need that, comrades, union must be vocal. We need to be vocal into government so that they abolish the method they are using to retrench young workers. And, comrades, government must implement a FIFO method as an immediate solution to curb the rise of unemployment rate and the recognition of economic active people, comrades. By doing so, It will help young people to get into the system. Secondly, comrades, in order for the sectors to retrench using this system, they can use also a bumping process or practice, which also used to reverse the talent pool during the downsizing. And it offers an option, comrades, of accepting an alternative position. For instance, if the retrenchment will take place on higher position, it means the company can opt for lesser scenario positions within the organization. What needs to be done in training and development? Starting from now, comrades, we are saying the company must capacitate young workers with skills that are relevant to their career path, preparing them in future. The companies must have a clear succession plans, which are basically talks to women and young workers. Perhaps, comrades, we think COVID-19 has exposed how companies are not ready and prepared for succession plan and transfers of skills, comrades. People are leaving each and every day, and they don't have a plan on how to close the gap. Yes, we acknowledge the undertraining that is done by the companies, but the companies are not doing enough, comrades, to address the lacking of inappropriate education or learning. Secondly, the companies, comrades, do not comply with the mining charters, the charters in all sectors, more especially in the mining sector, especially on women and youth in question. Now it is high time, comrades, that the youth structure refer the matter to the COSATU young workers, so that government can emphasize the compliance and monitoring the mining, construction, and energy charters. On our side as NUM, we've got educational structures and HRD committees at branch levels. Those structures should intensify and monitor the training and development. And bursaries that we mentioned, comrades, that they are affecting young people. Those bursaries, comrades, should be accessible and not have limitation to employees when they are deciding with their career path. The bursaries, comrades, policy should accommodate even beyond the scope of your work. It should not be only for people that are working in that department. Even comrades that are working in other departments, having or dreaming to have a future in their career path, they must be given that opportunity. Medical incapacitation, comrades, what needs to be done? Yes, NUM, comrades, has moved very quickly, having replacement agreements, which is beneficiary to all NUM members. The company must have a life insurance for all employees. Yes, on our side, we have a replacement agreement. If you are terminated due to occupational related, you will bring, it's either your wife, your brother, your sister to come and replace you. But that process also, it's also not easy. It's not an easy process because it has a delays. There's a delays, and the companies are not always recruiting. So you will wait up until for years. So it's also a challenge, but NUM has fought, comrades, to have that agreement that will benefit all employees. Now, on the side of the company, we are saying the companies must have covers. Yes, they have rent mutual assurance, COIDAS, but on its own, the company must have the cover that will cover all employees, even if they are not working. That will cover, because we'll find, comrades, after termination, you only covered by rent mutual that will pay you a certain percentage, which you cannot live with that. That cannot be a minimum living amount that you can live, comrades. So the companies must have a cover that will cover all employees. That cover, comrades, it will cover you up until secondly, comrades, the NUM, comrades, in medical incapacity, must make sure that all these employees that are affected due to occupational disease, they should also be given, there should be an option that the company should give them as part of the program, training program, so that when they left the company, at least they have something at hand. Secondly, comrades, on training and development, we have observed, comrades, and it really gives us challenges, more especially on women. Women are not given an opportunity to be in charge in high levels position of management. Now we are saying, comrades, it's high time that women can be given an opportunity so that they don't feel a space where they can be responsible and accountable in their positions. If women have qualification, relevant qualification and experience they have, they must be given that opportunity. Coming to an issue of substance abuse, comrades, it should be a talk show and the program of young workers that youth structure should run, comrades. We must align ourselves as leadership and caution young workers against substance abuse, comrades. And those programs are not only for NUM youth structure, because are not only affecting young workers, even other sectors, comrades, even other organizations. Therefore, we need to have a discussion that will invite MDR structures, your Youth League, YCL, COSAS, and COSATU young workers to have discussions around the issue of substance abuse, comrades. Just to have water, comrades. Yes, comrades. Sorry with the interruption, comrades. I think I've addressed most of the challenges, comrades, that I've mentioned above and what needs to be done, comrades. Let me thank the organizers once again for giving me this opportunity to present the lecture under the topic of struggle of young workers and challenges faced under energy, metal, construction and mining. Amandla.